Okay, everybody, we're fixing to make some egg rolls. So you can get your ingredients together: brown sugar, oil, soy sauce, head of cabbage, ground pork, green onions, egg roll wraps, a couple stalks of celery, and a couple carrots. So I'm going to prep everything, and then we're going to start making some egg rolls. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Here is that pack of ground pork. Seasoned it with a teaspoon of ginger powder, a teaspoon of powdered garlic, and also some seasoned salt. And you want to make sure that you make the pork really crumbly, and get that. Once you fried that up, while that was frying, I might add, I went ahead and prepped the vegetables. So we got 2 stalks of celery cut very thin, 2 carrots shredded, and then that bushel of green onions I had, just dice that up, and here's a cabbage cut into strips. You can go through and pick out bigger pieces that you know are going to cook evenly. I already did most of it, but see, like this piece here is way too big, so you can either cut it smaller or chuck it, and I just tend to chuck them. So we got our cabbage, green onions, carrots, celery, and when this pork is finished over here, which it is right now, make sure it's crumbly. Put the pork in a strainer and let it drain. You don't want any liquid in this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go strain it, and then we'll start adding the vegetables together and get ready to make the rest of the egg rolls. So I'll be back. Alright, we're back, and now what you want to do is take a cool pot and pour about 2 tablespoons of oil in the pot. And I'm not putting it on heat because it's best if you put the oil in on a cool pot, because you're just going to add the vegetables and mix the vegetables up to coat the vegetables with the oil, and then you turn on the heat and start frying it. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Is we're going to go ahead and add our green onions to this. Get all of that in there because I love green onions. And then add your shredded carrots. Make sure you get that in there. Move that to the side. Go ahead and add your celery. Here we go. Sorry about that. So like I said, it's in a cool pot. The heat's not on. You just got the oil so far in there. Then go right on ahead and dump in all that cabbage. I know it's going to seem like a lot, but the cabbage does get wilted and shrink down, so it's all the way to the top, but after we're done cooking it, it will be down almost barely below half of the pot. So so what you do is just add all that stuff to the cool pot that has the oil in it, and just go ahead, mix everything up, and coat the vegetables in oil. And once you get that done, we're going to turn on the heat and finish cooking. So go ahead and take a break and start coating your vegetables, and then we'll get back and start again. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, this used to be filled up to the top after you let okay, so to recap what we've done, we put in 2 shredded carrots, whole heads of cabbage, and 2 carrots shredded, and a whole bunch of green onions, everything in the bunch. And then it was filled to the top of the pot, and like I said, it will shrink down because it's sweated out. So what you want is this to look like this. It's limp, and it already smells like egg rolls if you'd ever smelled them in a restaurant, and it's delicious smelling already. I can't wait. So you just want that cabbage to have that translucent look, and so it's not hard when people bite into the egg rolls. They're getting a nice, juicy bite without it being rock hard from having big chunks in it. And so this is already cooked down. It takes about 20 minutes or so on medium-high to shrink it down, cook it out, sweat it all out, make sure the cabbage is translucent. And once you get that going on, then that pork that we put inside the colander, go ahead and add that. And you'll also want to add about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Seems weird, I know, but it is It makes it taste good. So then you want to also take soy sauce. I have made these so many times that I just dump into soy sauce, but I'd say probably about a quarter cup of this also. But just pour it in. And so when you get that all in there, you start mixing it up again. Get that brown sugar in there, mixed up with that pork, and cook it all down again, and we'll get started to start wrapping some egg rolls, because this is basically the filling, and we're done with it. So next time you see, I'll get a station set up, and we'll start wrapping. Okay. All right. Another thing that I wanted to add also, or let you know, is once you add the pork to the cabbage and the sugar and the soy sauce, mix it all together. As you can see here, it's all mixed up. Cook it down again on medium-high for about another 5 minutes to let everything melt, and then it is imperative that you put this mixture back into a colander and drain it again, because you don't want any liquid in the egg roll itself, because when it gets in the oil, it'll be popping and make it squishy, so you don't want any of that. So go ahead. This has got about another 3 minutes to go, and I will put it in the colander. And while it's in the colander, then you'll set up a little station to get ready with your egg roll wraps and a spoon, and we'll start wrapping egg rolls. And probably would be a good time to go ahead and start heating your oil. About 365 degrees. And if you don't have a deep fryer, put it in a pot like I did with the donuts. And you should be good to go. You don't want to overcrowd them when you get in the oil, but we'll get to that when we get to that step. So right now I'm going to get out of here to start fixing to roll some egg rolls. And this is done. I'll put it in a colander and let it be cooling off while I get the egg roll stuff ready. So we're done with this, and we'll be back. Okay. So now we got the mixture. It is all went down. I strained it in a strainer so all the liquids come out. And you can see there's a lot, and I already dumped it a couple times. So make sure you strain this stuff, because after the vegetables and the soy sauce, it's really, really wet. So strain it. Get your egg roll wrap ready. Put it in a plate. Get a little bit of water, wet 3 of the edges with your fingers. Try to get them pretty wet, because this is the glue that's going to make it stay closed. A good portion tablespoon, put it near the corner so that you can take it, see how that is. And sometimes I'll just take my fingers and push it in, but that should work. Take the edge, fold it over. Take the edge, fold it over. Roll it up, and voila, we got an egg roll. I already made a couple of them already, so we'll do one more, and then we'll take a break so you guys can get caught up. If you're going to make any of these and you're following this while watching this, then you'll have a chance to do it. So wet the edges, 3 of them. You can tell when there's enough water, because you can feel the gumminess with your finger. Take a good portion of the mixture, put it in the middle, or not exactly in the middle. You want it because you're going to pull it closer to this edge. Grab it, fold it over, and roll it up, and set it here. Now, one more thing I want to say about this is because the egg rolls you can get from any store, egg roll wraps. I prefer the ones from Walmart, because they're thicker and they stay crunchy for a long time. The other ones are thinner, and if you don't eat them right away, they tend to get soggy. So I prefer these ones from Walmart, Twin Dragon. But you can use any egg roll wrap. It just depends on how crispy you want them and how long you want them to stay crispy. So we'll do the last one here. And at this point, you should be saving or heating up your oil, 365 degrees with your oil. But what I wanted to say about the mixture is it freezes really well. So if you don't use it all and you run out of egg roll wraps, you can stick it in a freezer bag, throw it in your freezer, and buy more egg roll wraps and make them again. So, and also egg roll wraps freeze, so you can freeze those if you want to. So here we go. So go ahead, wrap up some egg rolls, and we will be back. Okay, here we are. We've rolled up our egg rolls. 365 degree oil. Turn them over when they're brown. If you have a deep fryer, let them do their thing. You can turn them over in the deep fryer too. And let them brown. We've got some of them done already over here. I like to put them upright in case there is any oil in there. They drain out. So just get a pan, set them in there upright. Keep an eye on your egg rolls because it only takes a minute or two to finish the whole thing. So you just keep an eye on it. And when we're done, we'll have the finished product ready. So I'm going to cook some more and I'll be back. Okay, and here we have the finished product. I cut one open. You can see all the vegetables in there. It's really hot. And I would normally make this with pork fried rice and some other thing, egg drop soup, Mongolian beef, but since this is just for a demo, just made egg rolls. And I like to use sweet and sour sauce. My favorite is Sunluck, but the store didn't have any. I'm going to try this one and I'll let you know. Kikkoman has another sweet and sour sauce, but it's brown, and I don't trust any sweet and sour sauce that's brown, so I'm going to try this. It looks like my Kikkoman's and hope it's good, so I'm just going to eat some egg rolls, people, and I hope you guys make some because these are so good. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go pick out.